We have the temperature reading here, and this is our set point. So let's leave it like this. And we have another logical channel. Yeah, so let's go to the device configuration logical channels. In channel number 2. Yeah. Rescaled signal. Okay, and the mode is, for example, data from other channel. And the source is temperature reading logical channel number 1. And in the processing, we will use scaling, user characteristic. Okay, and configure scaling. Here we have the lookup tables. We can import and export to template, but first we need to set the template. So the number of points, we can set up to 20 points of user characteristics. So for the input value 0 Celsius degrees, let's say the output value will be 10. And then for 1 Celsius degrees, the output value will be 100. And for the input value 10, the output will be 110. And for the input value, here we have 10. For the input value 100, we will have the output 120. Now we can press here, and you can see that for 0 we have 10, for 1 we have 100, for 10 we have 110, and for 100 we have 120. Let's save it. Save, out, and save. And you can see that for input value we have 10. 0.5 we have 55. Because this is all linear between the points 0 and 1. I think we does not match here. Let's go to the logical channels and the channel number 2 again. Device configuration, logical channels. Logical channel number 2. The Skype is okay. Configure scaling, and again you can press edit here and here, and we should have both the same settings here. Press on the number here. Yeah, 0, 10, 1, 100. then 120, and 100, 120. Okay. So we should have the same reading at the moment. Exactly. And for 1, we have 100. And for 8, we have 107.8. And so and so. And for 95, we have almost 120. So this is a user characteristic scaling. You can set up to 20 points of such in one logical channel. Now, what the lookup tables are is that go to the logical channels, the channel number 2 again, and in the configure scaling, you can export to template, and you can save it as my user scaling. Save. Okay. And at the moment, we can do 2 things. For example, we can go to the logical channel number 3 and set it to, let's say, test 3. And the mode is again data from other channel. The source again, let it be the temperature. But what is important that in the scaling, when we use user characteristics, it's scaling. It's here. Yes. Configure scaling, and you can select import from template. And you have this my user scaling. And operation completed, characteristics of 4 points has been imported correctly. And voila, you don't have to set these points manually. This is not very helpful when we have 4 points, but if we had 20 points of the user characteristics, it would be quite relieving to use this CSV file. You can see that these channels now react the very same way, and we copied the user characteristic points to another channel using this file with no need to manually add the very same points. What is more, we can do about with this CSV file is that we can export it to the USB. So let's wait for your unit to load. Okay. So you can see now how it's easy to copy the user characteristic to another channel. Go to the menu, files management, and you have the user characteristic files. And you can save the user characteristics, my user scaling, and exporting. Operation complete. It is now safe to remove the flash drive. I'm going to replace the USB flash drive to my computer. Now this is the flash drive content. We can see that My user scaling file is here. I will open it. And you can see in the spreadsheet software that these points are exported correctly. What is more, that you can add more points here. I will add 200, 150, 300, 150, 1000 to 500, and so. Now I'm saving it. I saved it. And I am now moving the USB flash drive from my computer to my Multicon. And I can load user characteristic. This is on the flash drive. The file is correct. Do you want to save it? Yes. Operation completed. You can see that 7 points has been saved correctly. I can now go to any logical channel. Let's say channel number 2, logical channel number 2. And in the configure scaling, I can import from template. This file has been alternated, it's amended. Operation completed, 7 points has been imported correctly. And you can see that these are the values that I configured in my spreadsheet, for example, Excel software, and that these characteristics is working fine because 500 has been rescaled to the 250. And for 1000, for 1000 input value, I set it in the Excel to 500. So this functionality of working on the CSV files helps you swiftly work with bigger user characteristics that contain up to 20 points. So there is no need to put it manually using the Multicon